Is that what you want to do?
Let's do it. Okay?
Get out of my face.
You.
You're an old man. Sit down before you get knocked down.
Well, knock me down then.
Dave Hester had a reputation for stirring up drama wherever he went. Known for his bold and sometimes controversial personality, he quickly became one of the most talked-about figures on Storage Wars. But behind the cameras, Dave was creating chaos that few people knew about. In this video, we're diving deep into the world of Storage Wars, uncovering Dave Hester's hidden controversies and exploring how his actions almost shook the show to its core. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Inside the world of Storage Wars. Before we dive into the chaos and drama that Dave Hester brought to Storage Wars, it's important to understand the world the show revolves around. Storage Wars, often written as Storage Wars, is an American reality television competition series that aired on the A&E network. The show first premiered on December 1st, 2010, quickly capturing the fascination of viewers with its unique concept and unpredictable outcomes. Over the years, the show's popularity only grew, paving the way for multiple seasons, spin-offs, and a loyal fan following. On June 7, 2025, the 16th season premiered, attracting audiences once again and proving that the show's appeal hadn't faded. But what exactly is Storage Wars about? In California, when rent on a storage locker goes unpaid for 3 months, the contents of the locker can be auctioned off by an auctioneer in a cash-only sale. This often creates an exciting mix of suspense and gamble, as professional buyers flock to the storage facilities, hoping to uncover valuable treasures hidden among the clutter. Some lockers contain rare antiques, collectibles, or even hidden cash, while others are packed with junk that could cost the buyers money instead of profit. Before each auction begins, buyers are allowed 5 minutes to inspect a locker from the doorway. They cannot step inside, touch the items, or move anything, making the decision to bid as much about intuition and experience as about luck. Once the auction concludes, the winning bidders sort through the contents of the lockers.
My trucks are back with the 3 lockers I got for $68.50, and they're filled to the brim. Arcadia did not disappoint.
Estimating the resale value of items and consulting experts for unusual or hard-to-identify pieces. On-screen graphics track their spending versus potential profit, and at the end of each episode, a final tally shows the net gain or loss for each buyer. This mix of strategy, risk, and discovery has kept audiences captivated for years. Tom Beers served as both executive producer and narrator, adding a signature voice to the series. He provides viewers with clear explanations of the show's premise at the beginning of each episode and summarizes the buyer's profits or losses at the end. Beers has also emphasized that the show avoids delving into the personal lives of the original locker owners, saying, "All you see is misery there, and I didn't want to trade on that," focusing instead on the excitement of the auctions and the buyers' journeys. The first season premiered with 19 episodes, filmed mostly at self-storage facilities throughout Southern California. Its success led to Season 2, which became a record-breaker, drawing in 5.1 million viewers, making it the most-watched program in A&E history at that time. Following this, the show was recommissioned for a 26-episode Season 3, which began on June 5, 2012. While only 20 of the episodes aired immediately, 6 were held back for the second half of the season, premiering on December 4, 2012. The series continued to flourish, and on January 30, 2019, Season 12 concluded. Initially, there was no announcement about a follow-up, leaving fans wondering if the series had ended. Surprisingly, a 13th season was later announced in March 2021, premiering on April 20th of the same year. Following this, Season 14 launched on November 2nd, 2021, marking the return of beloved buyer Barry Weiss, who had previously departed the series after Season 4 in 2013. Season 15 continued the momentum, airing 24 episodes and wrapping up on August 15, 2023. The 16th season, scheduled to premiere on June 7, 2025, brought an exciting twist. The series transitioned to an hour-long format, giving fans more in-depth insights into the auctions and the buyers. This season also featured the dramatic return of Dave Hester, one of the show's most notorious and controversial buyers, absent since season 12. Known for his aggressive bidding tactics and unforgettable confrontations, his comeback promised more excitement and tension. Before we get to the trouble Dave caused, it's worth taking a moment to highlight some of the other buyers who have become integral to the series. From seasoned veterans who rely on years of auction experience to newcomers whose intuition and gut feelings guide them, each buyer brings a unique approach to the competition. Their strategies, rivalries, and occasional unexpected finds make Storage Wars more than just a show about buying and selling lockers. It's a high-stakes adventure full of surprises, drama, and entertainment that has kept fans coming back season after season. Meet the buyers of Storage Wars. When it comes to Storage Wars, the real thrill isn't just what's inside the lockers. It's the personalities of the buyers who fight for them.
So you can give me some problems. Give me any because I don't need you.
I know, open your eyes, open your eyes.
My eyes are open, Dave. And if you don't like it, get the out.
Each buyer has a unique story, a distinctive strategy, and an unforgettable style that keeps fans tuning in season after season. Let's start with the most notorious, Dave Hester, also known as the Mogul. He was a central figure from season 1 to 3, returned from season 5 to 12, and made a much-anticipated comeback in season 16. At the start of the series, Dave owned Newport Consignment Gallery in Costa Mesa, California, along with the thrift store Rags to Riches, which he closed in June 2011. Following that, he launched Dave Hester Auctions, an independent auction house that allowed him to continue his passion for buying and selling storage units. Dave quickly became known for his fiery temperament and competitive nature. He often clashed with fellow buyers, particularly Daryl and Brandon Sheets, who frequently raised bids aggressively to block him from purchasing storage units. Occasionally, Dave was accompanied by his son, Dave Jr., who appeared on the show alongside him. One of Dave's most iconic trademarks is his signature exclamation, "Yuuup." He loved this phrase so much that it appeared on his trucks, t-shirts, and hats. The shout originated from his early days as a bid catcher in auction houses, where he helped auctioneers identify potential bidders in a crowd. Despite his popularity, Dave faced setbacks. In December 2012, he was fired from the show and filed a lawsuit against the producers for wrongful termination, but the case was dismissed. He returned triumphantly in season 5, cementing his reputation as one of the show's most controversial figures. Another key buyer is Daryl Sheets, famously known as the Gambler. Daryl appeared on the show from season 1 to season 15 and became known for his bold strategies and uncanny ability to spot hidden treasures. Hailing from San Diego, he was a seasoned veteran of storage auctions. His catchphrase, "This is the wow factor," often preceded a surprising discovery, sometimes accompanied by entertaining malapropisms. Daryl typically resells items from his purchased lockers at local swap meets and through his online store. Among his most notable finds are a large comic book collection, 4 original Pablo Picasso drawings, and a letter written by Abraham Lincoln, which sold for over $15,000 US. Daryl often worked with his son, Brandon Sheets, also known as the Side Bet, though Brandon eventually began bidding independently, sometimes competing directly against his father. Despite the rivalry, their father-son bond remained intact. Some of the show's most shocking moments involved Daryl's discoveries. In the Season 2 special, Unlocked, Sell High, he recounted finding a plastic-wrapped human corpse inside a locker. While most would be horrified, Daryl's curiosity compelled him to investigate. suspecting foul play connected to the previous owner. Another historic moment came during the Season 3 finale, when he purchased a locker for $3,600, only to find numerous original works by Frank Gutierrez inside. The artworks were later appraised at approximately $300,000, marking the largest profit in the series' history. Jared Schultz and Brandy Passante, known as the Young Guns, were also pivotal figures. Jared was active from Season 1 to 13, while Brandy remains on the show. Initially, they ran the Now and Then thrift store in Orange, California, before opening a second location in Long Beach during Season 4. The Long Beach store struggled financially, ultimately closing by April 8, 2014, followed by the permanent closure of their Orange location in early 2016. Their personal lives and business challenges were explored in the A&E special Brandy and Jared.
Come here, you. Hey.
What?
Say $5,000.
Why?
God, why not $1 million?
Well, you know what? Even if we can't sell them right away, we can use them.
Which eventually led to a spin-off series of the same name. Though never married, they raised 2 children, Cameron and Peyton, and continued to bid independently after their separation. Another fan favorite is Barry Weiss, known as the Collector. Barry was a regular from Seasons 1 to 4 and returned in Seasons 14 and 15. Alongside his brother, he had previously run a successful produce business before retiring. A lifelong antiques enthusiast, Barry was encouraged by Tom Beers, the executive producer and narrator, to try his hand at storage auctions. In June 2013, Barry left the series to star in his own spin-off, Barry's Treasure, and also took on roles as brand ambassador for Sherwood Valley Casino in Willits, California. Ivy Calvin, or The King, joined in Season 3, shortly after Dave Hester's temporary departure. Ivy, a former mixed martial artist and arena football player, owns Grandma's Attic thrift store in Palmdale, California. He often teams up with his son, Ivy Jr., or his close friend Mary Padillon, whom he affectionately calls his BFF. Mary Padillon herself is a standout, nicknamed the Junkster, appearing from Season 5 to 13. Previously a star on Storage Wars Texas, Mary runs Mary's Finds, a business specializing in antique and furniture restoration. Over the years, she has collaborated with buyers like Jenny Grumbles, continually pursuing rare and valuable treasures. Renee and Casey Nezhoda, known as the Bargain Hunters, joined in Season 4 and became main buyers by Season 5. Renee, a native of Germany, ran the Bargain Hunters thrift store in Poway, California until its closure in 2021. Casey gradually appeared less frequently, leaving Renee to attend auctions solo, though they have 1 child together. Lastly, Kenny Crossley, from New Orleans, Louisiana, initially appeared as a recurring guest in Seasons 2 to 4, returning as a main buyer in Season 10. After leaving law enforcement, he moved to Los Angeles and began managing storage facilities. Kenny quickly formed a close friendship with Barry Weiss, helping him with jammed lockers, and also owns a praline business and clothing line called Kenny Do It, frequently sporting his own designs on the show. Critics had mixed reactions to the series. Mart McNamara of the Los Angeles Times described it as strangely uplifting, while Neil Genslinger of the New York Times called it an especially entertaining addition to the genre. Some, like Brian Lowry of Variety, were less enthusiastic, stating that the show should have been left in storage indefinitely, while Troy Patterson of Slate labeled it trash TV with trivial content. Despite mixed reviews, the show's first season premiere drew 2.1 million viewers, making it A&E's top-rated nonfiction program in 2010. And the second season premiere drew 5.1 million viewers, setting a record for the network. While some speculated that certain storage units were pre-stocked, an A&E spokesperson insisted there is no staging involved. The items uncovered are the actual contents of the lockers. Tom Beers explained that most lockers hold nothing of interest and don't appear on the show, though half of the lines were scripted, and items were occasionally moved between lockers purchased by the same buyer. Amid all this, Dave Hester's fiery antics added extra drama, ensuring the series never lacked excitement. Next, we will dive into the chaos Dave Hester created on Storage Wars, and why he remains one of the most talked-about figures in the series. Dave Hester's explosive lawsuit. When it comes to drama on Storage Wars, nothing shook the show quite like Dave Hester's lawsuit. The story begins with a courtroom filing in the Los Angeles Superior Court, where Dave claimed that nearly everything viewers had seen on the series was staged. According to him, the so-called treasures hidden in storage lockers were not always genuine. The interviews were sometimes scripted, and even some auctions were manipulated for the cameras. The news spread like wildfire online, leaving fans and critics in disbelief. Hester argued that his termination from the show wasn't just a simple firing, it was retaliation. He alleged that after he raised concerns with the network and production staff about the staging of storage units, he was promptly dismissed. According to his claims, the network A&E would fill certain lockers with valuable or unusual items solely to create drama. Sometimes the lockers were entirely stocked, transforming ordinary storage units into treasure troves for the cameras. One particularly high-profile claim involved a collection of Elvis Presley newspapers dating back to the time of the singer's death, reportedly worth $90,000, yet Dave had paid only $750 for the unit. The lawsuit also mentioned off-the-wall antiques, a company Hester claimed provided the network with access to items in exchange for compensation. TMZ reported that the network regularly salts or plants the storage lockers to generate drama and suspense, even enlisting storage facility owners to stage entire units. According to Hester, appraisals were sometimes scheduled weeks in advance, ensuring the cameras captured the excitement at the perfect moment. Even the interviews with cast members, he said, were carefully scripted to heighten the sense of tension and rivalry among buyers. Hester didn't stop there. He alleged that A&E went so far as to provide storage units to less experienced bidders who could not afford to purchase them, creating an artificial advantage over seasoned professionals like himself. Perhaps the most shocking claim was that some female stars were allegedly paid for plastic surgery to enhance their appearance on screen, creating a more erotic appeal for the audience. The revelations triggered immediate backlash from cast members, including Brandy Passanti and Laura Doston, exposing behind-the-scenes tensions that the public had never seen. While this wasn't the first time fans questioned the authenticity of Storage Wars, Hester's lawsuit brought the issue into the spotlight in a way no previous rumor had. The lawsuit sought $750,000 in damages for wrongful termination, arguing that he had been unfairly removed from the show for speaking out. The network fought back vigorously, portraying Dave not as a whistleblower, but as someone exaggerating his role for the sake of publicity. Legal filings stated, the complaint converts a standard contract dispute into tabloid-worthy drama, with Hester casting himself as a crusading hero. A&E also pointed out inconsistencies in Hester's claims, noting that he had participated in some of the very conduct he later described as fraudulent, such as salting lockers and scripting portions of the show. The dispute over authenticity intertwined with ongoing disagreements about trademarks, including the term storage warrior. The network argued that these trademark disputes and Hester's attempts to renegotiate his contract coincided suspiciously with his sudden concern over the authenticity of the show. Adding another layer of legal drama, the network filed an anti-SLAPP motion, claiming that Hester's lawsuit attempted to infringe upon their First Amendment rights. Under California law, productions like Storage Wars are protected from lawsuits designed to interfere with free speech, placing the burden on Hester to demonstrate that he had a strong likelihood of winning before the case could proceed. As this legal battle unfolded, fans and critics alike watched with a mixture of fascination and disbelief. On one hand, the idea that some lockers could be staged seemed to undermine the authenticity of a show they had followed for years. On the other, the network's claim that much of the filing exaggerated the truth created even more tension, leaving viewers unsure who to believe. In essence, Dave Hester's lawsuit did more than just challenge a reality TV show. It uncovered the hidden tensions behind the scenes, exposing the fine line between entertainment and reality. For fans, it was a dramatic revelation. For Hester, it was a fight for credibility, fairness, and transparency. The courtroom battles, legal filings, and heated claims would forever mark this chapter in the history of storage wars, leaving audiences questioning just how much of reality TV is truly real. Dave Hester's DUI, health struggles, and legal battles. If there's one thing that can be said about Dave Hester, it's that trouble seems to follow him wherever he goes. From explosive auction house confrontations to high-profile lawsuits, his life has been anything but ordinary. One of the earliest public scandals that drew attention to him came in 2005, when he was arrested for driving under the influence. For many, it was shocking, but for those who had been following his career, it was just another chapter in the turbulent life of a man always willing to take risks. Dave's punishment for the DUI was community service, which would have seemed ordinary for a first-time offender. Yet instead of the standard assignment of cleaning streets or parks, he was placed in a thrift store, sorting donated items and learning the ins and outs of reselling merchandise. While most would have seen it as a sentence, Dave used it as an opportunity. The experience gave him valuable insight into the resale business, knowledge he would later leverage when launching his own stores and auction ventures. In a way, the DUI marked an unexpected turning point in his career, teaching him lessons in business and resilience that would stay with him forever. However, legal troubles were only one part of the story. In 2018, during Season 12 of Storage Wars, Dave faced a crisis far more serious than any courtroom drama. He suffered a hemorrhagic stroke, a life-threatening event that disrupted his career and daily life. To make matters worse, doctors also diagnosed him with severe sleep apnea, a condition that caused serious breathing problems. For someone whose life revolved around long hours on the road and intense auction days, these health setbacks were devastating. From 2018 to 2024, Dave retreated from public life, focusing entirely on restoring his health. He lived largely in isolation, undergoing treatments and adapting to new routines to manage his conditions. It was a difficult period, filled with uncertainty, but by the time Season 16 rolled around, Dave was ready to make his return. His comeback wasn't just a return to the show, it was a resounding personal victory, proving that even after serious health issues, he could reclaim his place in the world of Storage Wars and win back the admiration of fans. But just when things seemed to stabilize, Dave faced another legal battle, this time involving a storage unit he had purchased for nearly $12,000. Shortly after buying the unit at a public storage lien sale, it was discovered that the original occupant had already cleared the past due balance weeks before. Yet, due to a technical glitch, the auction went ahead. The resulting lawsuit brought Dave to California's 4th District Court of Appeal, and for a time, it seemed he might lose the unit he had purchased legitimately. Ultimately, the court sided with Public Storage, citing standard contractual clauses that allowed the sale to be voided. This legal loss came on the heels of his previous courtroom struggles, adding another layer of complexity to his life story. Amid all these events, fellow Storage Wars star spoke out during a podcast appearance on Happening Now with Hammer, offering insight into the realities of the show. She explained that certain storage companies, like Public Storage, refused filming because they didn't want to showcase auctions of delinquent units. Brandy reassured fans that every unit purchased on the show is genuine, countering Dave's claims that the show staged lockers for drama. There are rules cast members must follow, but A&E doesn't plant anything in the units, she said. She further noted that some units are simply cut from episodes because they lack engaging content. This insight painted a picture of a reality show that is carefully edited, but still rooted in actual purchases, rather than scripted drama. Dave's story is a mix of triumph and turmoil. From a DUI arrest that shaped his early career to serious health struggles, and from losing units due to technical errors to facing scrutiny from co-stars, Hester's journey has been a roller coaster. His return to Storage Wars in Season 16 proved his resilience, but the controversies and lawsuits remind viewers that reality TV fame is often accompanied by unexpected challenges. So where does this leave Dave Hester? Is he a fighter, navigating the highs and lows of a highly competitive industry, or a man who sometimes lets conflicts spiral out of control? Perhaps both. What is certain is that his life on and off Storage Wars is a compelling story of risk, recovery, and relentless determination, one that continues to captivate fans even years after the first episode aired. We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. And before you go, check out the other videos popping up on your screen. You won't want to miss them.